Hi, this is Michael Julian. Today I'll be doing an unboxing and review of the TS22 from Wurkkos. I purchased the 6000K set. On Wurkkos' website you can buy this for $39.99 with the battery, and there is also the option of green or black, and it also does have the option of 5000K tint or 6000K tint. On Amazon there is only the option to buy it with the battery, and it also does have the 6000 and 5000K option. It is $45, so $5 more expensive. It also is available on AliExpress, and it is $35.87 without the battery, and there's also the option of green or black, and also the tint options, as you can see over there. This box from Wurkkos is the old style box. They did start sending things in the new style box, but this is the old style. And over here are the instructions and the little card to remind you to take out the battery film, and over here are the instructions, the user interface instructions. Over here you have two O-rings and a lanyard. It does have a clip, and this is a reversible clip. Over here is the Type C to Type A battery charger, and over here is the actual flashlight with a little bit of foam on the bottom to keep it protected. Let's take the flashlight out, and here is a view of all the things that are included. So let's take a look at the physical characteristics of the TS22. I want to start off by saying I really like the size of the TS22, especially compared to the TS25. It just has a thinner body, and I feel like I could grip it better. I really do like the knurling that's here on the body. It is different than a lot of the other Wurkkos items that I've seen, and I'm a big fan of it. The tail cap is magnetic, and it's actually very strong. I'm a big fan of it. As you can see, I put it on the scissors over here, and it is staying very still, even after I shake it quite a lot. The button is very similar to the TS25's button over here. As you can see, they are pretty much exactly the same. Although this button is a very decent button, I personally like the buttons of the FC13 much better. Even without the RGB, I would be a much bigger fan of Wurkkos flashlights in the future carrying the FC button switch. I really like that better. Yeah, I do like it better than the FC11 button. However, the switch on the FC11 is harder to press and harder to find. How the the TS22's button and switch seems like it's an easier one to find and click, in my opinion. And the two-way clip included is very similar to a lot of the other ones that are on, for example, the TS25 and the FC13 over here. As you can see, it is exactly the same, and I'm a big fan of it. If you were to put it in your pocket, it will be a pretty deep carry, as you can see over here. You can also carry it this way. There is nowhere else to put the clip. It would just go in that one spot right there, but you can obviously turn it around like this and put it in any orientation that you want. If you are to install the lanyard, make sure that it is facing this way, so that way it can stand on its tail without a problem. And as you can see, it is a little bit, I guess, sharper over here, but I think it's okay. There is only one emitter inside, and as you can see, it does have kind of like this yellowish tint. And if you look at it from the side, it's a single emitter. For example, the TS25 is actually 4 519As, while this one has just one single XHP70.2 emitter, which produces 4,500 lumens. That is a very high lumen number. The TS25 only creates 4,000 lumens, while the FC11 and FC13, I think they do around 1,500. But this is definitely a monster of a powerful flashlight. In a lot of ways, this flashlight does remind me of the FC13, as it does have the same charging port as the FC13 over here, and I am a big fan of it for that reason. As you can see right here, the charging ports are very, very identical. However, if you look at the FC13 and the TS25, the charging ports are very small, and I've complained about the charging ports on these two because I do have an Anker charger, and as you can see, it just won't fit into the TS25 or the FC11, which is very sad. However, they will fit very well into the TS25. I have not tried it yet, but it looks like it would fit. And there we go, it does in fact fit inside. So that is something I'm very happy about. Of course, it is waterproof with the same waterproof rating as all the other Wurkkos flashlights, which is the IP68 waterproof rating. Obviously, it is USB-C, and this is actually running at 3 amps, so that way you can run it at 2.4, at 5 volts at 3.0 amps, which lets this charge really, really fast. Since it is a 21700 battery, it can charge it really fast and it can last for a long time. There is a little caution over here that it will get hot, and we're going to see how hot that does get. There is a little label over here to let you know which way the battery goes, and over here there is a little bit of knurling, so that way you can grip it and take it out. And as it says in the instructions when we did the unboxing, there is a little film over here that we can remove. And let's take a look at the actual battery. And this is the Wurkkos 21700 battery at 5000 milliamp hours, 3.7, 3.6 volts actually in this case. And it is a huge battery. The spring over here, it seems a little bit tough. So let's see if, I'm just going to do a quick test. Oops, wrong way. I'm going to do a quick test to see if it will blink out in case I do drop it or something like that. So before we do any of the test, I'm banging it around and it doesn't seem to be having any issues with the turning off with the spring clip, which I did see some people making comments about, that when that the spring is a little bit weak. But in this case, they must have updated it, and this spring is just fine. It does separate into four different parts. So if you would want to change this out for a 2350 and get a 2350 battery, it is possible that it would work. I don't have one, so I cannot test it out. I was told that the 18350 will not work because it is a very small battery, and this driver and this emitter require a heavy output. The threads over here seem to be greased pretty decently, and I didn't have any problem putting it on and taking it off. You can also flip this around. So when I said it wasn't reversible, you can technically take this and flip it around like this, and you can put the clip on the other side, and then it will be reversible. So for example, if I were to have the flashlight in this orientation, you could put the clip here and have the clip like this, and that could also be useful for you. I think most people would prefer the original way and have the clip on this side, so that way they can deep carry this. But if someone does prefer the other way, they can always switch it. So let's talk about the different modes. You have the eco mode, which is 10 lumens, low mode 100 lumens, a mid mode 500 lumens, high mode 1800 lumens, turbo 4500, and strobe is also 4500. On turbo, it lasts 1.5 hours, high 1.8 hours, mid 4.5 hours, low 24 hours. On eco, 10 lumens, 28 hours. The beam distance on eco is 10, on low it's 27, on mid it's 65, high 124, and turbo 191. It has a rating of 2 meters for impact resistance and water resistance of IP68. The charging specifications are USB-C, and it does 5 volts at 3 amps, which is very fast for charging. While charging, the USB indicator will flash red, and when it's finished charging, it should be green. When the flashlight is on and you're using it, for example, have it turned on like this, green will show that the battery is over 30%. If it is red, it is under 30%, and if it is flashing red, it is critical and very low. So let's continue charging it. This flashlight does have the ability to do reverse charging or act as a power bank and can charge your phone. And you would need a Type-C to Type-C cable if you're using a Type-C phone. And as you can see, it's charging rapidly, so it actually does quick charge. So here are the operating instructions. To turn it on, simply just click one time, it turns on, click again to turn it off. If you want to switch the brightness level, just hold down, and if it's in ramping mode, it will just ramp to different brightness levels, and will step to different brightness levels. But if you want to turn it to stepless ramping mode, you can click 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it makes that little blink, and then it will be ramping mode, which is stepless. So that's an option too. To activate turbo, just double click, and it will be the brightest setting. You could double click again, and it would turn on eco turbo. I'm not sure what that exactly means, but that's what it is. And just press one more time, and it'll go back to the previous light mode that it was on. If you want to go into strobe mode, you just click 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and it will go into strobe mode. As you can see, it's blinking heavily. I don't know if you can tell that from the light. And if you single click, it'll bring you back into regular mode. If you don't use the light for 3 minutes of inactivity, there is a mode called auto lockout, and so that way you don't accidentally activate it in your pocket or bag. A double click will easily unlock it. So if you just double click like that, it will easily unlock it, and then you'll be able to use it. You can also change the light on here and turn that on all the time, blinking or off. There are 3 different modes. So you click 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the light will always be on, and the auto lockout is disabled. Click another 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now the light is going to be blinking. And as you can see, it's going to be blinking like that, and the auto lockout will be off as well. If you click another 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then that light will turn off and the auto lockout will be re-enabled. So that's how you use that auto lockout feature. And again, if you just let it sit for 3 minutes, it will turn on auto lockout, which can be very annoying or very useful. At the end of this video, I'm going to attach a clip of me doing night shots outside, but I'm going to give my conclusion to this flashlight now. For a 21700 flashlight, I think this is really good. I personally will not carry a 21700 on a regular day. Maybe if I know that I'm going to be using it all day, I would definitely carry this flashlight over my TS25. But as an EDC, 21700s are too small, and I would definitely carry something like the Wurkkos WK04. That being said, it is a great flashlight. I prefer a different type of button, but the button is actually pretty decent. The knurling is very good. The magnetic tailcap is really good. I like that they fixed the charging port, so that way you can actually plug a non-Wurkkos Sovereign light into it, charger into it. It is very floody and doesn't really have a hotspot, which I really like. It has very low CRI. If you're a CRI fanatic or connoisseur, you might want to not look at this one. It's very floody, and the truth is, if you value consistent output, the TS22 can't be beat. And for a 21700 light, 4500 lumens is definitely probably the strongest you are going to be able to get out of that. So that's pretty cool. It is a very competitively efficient boost driver and runs cooler than a lot of other flashlights at longer and higher levels without stepping down in brightness. It doesn't have Android 2, which is something that some people are going to get annoyed about. If that's something that you want, I would definitely recommend getting the TS25. It is very similar in brightness, however, it has Android 2 and also has aux lights. The moonlight mode is not really true moonlight, as it has 10 lumens, which is a little bit... Sorry about that. 10 lumens is not really moonlight mode. It's a little bit higher than I would have wanted, especially at this 21700 battery. I know it'll last a long time, but if you want it to last a really long time, this could be a good option at moonlight mode. All in all, as far as value goes, I would highly recommend this light at $35 or $40, what it is now. Definitely a good recommendation. Has a decent UI. If you are bothered by the lockout mode, so then that might not be an option for you. If you want Android 2, it might not be an option for you. But if you're looking for a simple UI, very strong flashlight that has a really good rechargeable battery that can also work as a power bank, I think this is a really good option. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the night shots. Have a great day. And we're going to do some outdoor night shots, and the FC13 is the only one with the 18650 battery. The other three have 21700 batteries, which are larger. So the Wurkkos TS25, the Sovereign IF23, and the Wurkkos TS22, all 21700s. I just kind of want to show the comparison between them. So let's take it outside. Okay, so we are outside here, and here is the Wurkkos TS22. As you can see right here, here is the Wurkkos FC13, and we're going to start it on moonlight mode. So right here, moonlight mode, and as we get higher and higher, you can see it does light up the area really nicely, and it is quite powerful. Over here we have the Wurkkos TS25, 21700 battery, and we're going to turn on moonlight mode, and obviously you can't see anything, but as we make it brighter and brighter, you can see it is much more powerful than the FC11. Has a little hotspot and really good flooding as well. I'm going to turn this on to turbo, so right now it's on the highest, and that's turbo. I guess that was turbo from the beginning. The TS25 is technically rated at 4000 lumens. And in front of me we have the IF23 from Sovereign, and it was in lockout mode because that's how it is. And if you click it once, it's in the lowest step mode, and we're going to turn a little bit higher, and it's going to be in the next step mode. Oops. And now we're going to turn on turbo, and as you can see, it is 4000 lumens. It has a little bit of a tighter hotspot, as you can see, but it is quite floody as well. This is also rated at 4000 lumens. And now I'm turning on the side light that it has, and here it is. It's hard to aim it, but this is on low. This is on, oops. Okay, this is on low, medium, high. So it lights up the area pretty well, but this is only 500 lumens, and this is the side light of the IF23. Okay, and now we get to our biggest and baddest, strongest at the TS22, and this claims it could do 4500 lumens. And it also has the lockout mode, and now we're going to turn it on to higher and higher, and this is the highest, and now we're going to turn on to turbo, and as you can see, it is super bright. Definitely brighter than the other ones that we had at 4500 lumens. It really lights up the entire area, and it's kind of crazy. It's getting pretty hot already, but this is the TS22. Very, very bright. Turn it off. Oops. And turn it back on, straight into turbo. As you can see, it is super bright. Okay, so those were our night shots. All of them did great. The FC13, great in this class, but the TS22 definitely stood out as the brightest, and definitely with its simple UI could be very useful to a lot of people. While all of them produced 4,000, this one and this one produced 4,000. This one clearly produced a lot more light, 4,500 lumens. Most of them were very similar in their hotspot and floodiness. I wasn't able to test their, I guess, the beam throw and how far I was able to throw tonight because I was doing my backyard. But all of them did really well, and I would assume would throw pretty far based on what I'm seeing. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed those night shots, the comparison between these three.